All right, Gamecock Central back here. Wes Mitchell, Chris Clark. Practice number 5, but practice number 2 for us as far as being able to watch Chris. Better weather, warm day here on Tuesday morning after getting rained on Friday. Chris, you look much better today. So we got to see a little bit of 11 on 11 for the first time. Maybe, I don't know, a handful of plays, Chris, but did anything catch your eye? We saw some 1s versus 1s, I guess, some 2s versus 2s. Any person, any formation, anything you caught from the 11 on 11?
Well, one thing that stood out was, a lot of Gamecock fans looking forward to seeing Marshawn Lloyd take his first carry for this team. We've seen him running around in practice carrying the football, but caught a little swing pass, looked really explosive. That was one thing that stuck out to me. Seeing Ortre Smith run around out there was good. Jason Brown almost connected with him on a little kind of deep corner pattern. Didn't quite connect. Ball was a little bit high, but good to see him out there after what he's battled through on the injury front. Another little interesting thing, Jamar Brown playing safety. We knew he was a DB this year, but working with the 2s, the second team at safety. He was actually in coverage on that Ortre Smith play that I mentioned. We knew, Wes, seeing this guy coming out of high school as a linebacker, that he was pretty strong in coverage, and now he's taking that to the secondary. They need pieces there, so an interesting move there with Jamar Brown.
Yeah, we got a little bit of an unofficial depth chart again. Not a lot of surprises, though, man. Kerryon Joyner, Josh Vann, Jalen Brooks working first team at wide receiver. That was kind of expected, I think. As you said, Ortre Smith, second team at receiver. Jason Brown getting some second team reps at quarterback. It seems sort of like maybe they're rotating that second spot quite a bit. Colton Gauthier is still in the mix there as well. Receivers, man, obviously going to be a focal point from the fan base, I think, from the coaches, and until they sort of prove they can go out there and do what needs to be done. We heard from several receivers yesterday. You called it sort of honesty hour. I think a lot of the guys, Josh Vann sort of went through his entire career, how it's played out, his expectations for himself. Jalen Brooks talked quite a bit, man, about his experiences last year. I do think a reset has been good for these kids mentally, just to sort of have a little bit of a different approach from a coaching staff and maybe kind of rebuild the confidence in that group.
Yeah, Chad Terrell in there too. Yesterday, a guy that we didn't see as much out here today, but certainly has battled through 2 ACL injuries. But lots of smiles from Jalen Brooks yesterday and from Josh Vann. Josh Vann said, hey, it's good to be counted on again. Back in high school, this guy out of Tucker, Georgia, 4-star kid, made tons of plays. Different things happened during his career. Sat behind some really talented guys, wasn't as productive, was injured last year during a COVID season, but now back in the mix. Running first team at receiver, has a chance to be the team's primary punt returner. We saw some of that today. So those guys both confident, both in that upper echelon, and Jalen Brooks has done a nice job along with Kerryon Joyner of being a leader at the receiving group.
I always like to hear who is impressing their teammates. We always get that early in camp. Marcellus Dial's name has come up quite a bit, was mentioned yesterday. Juju McDowell, maybe hard to get on the field at running back, but we saw him actually catching some kickoffs over here. Maybe has a chance to get into the mix there. But, dude, you can always kind of tell who's putting in some extra work, who's maybe flashing at practice from what their teammates say, and those two guys consistently are coming up so far here early in camp.
They are. A couple of the receivers, I think it was Josh Vann and Jalen Brooks, brought them up. That boy Juju is what he said yesterday when he was asked about some of the guys that were standing out. And Marcellus, that's someone that, went through spring ball, junior college transfer, upstate of South Carolina native, came over from Georgia military, had a good spring and got a lot of reps during the spring. After that, it seems like he's continued that. So he's been able to pull down first team reps at corner. That continued today. He's impressed this receiving group. And Juju McDowell is a guy that, he's not big. He's built very well in his lower body, a real powerful kid. And they're taking a hard look at him as a returner because that's in his skill set. That's his forte.
Yeah, Marcellus, the word from the second he got on campus was super athletic. Like in strength and conditioning stuff, in the player run practices, has always grabbed the attention of his teammates for that. And I think what we're probably starting to see is the mental side, the getting comfortable in the scheme, all the other stuff catching up. Marcellus Dial taking first team reps at cornerback, both open practices. So probably a sign there he's maybe in line to be a starter for South Carolina in that secondary. That's going to do it for, again, day 5 for them, day 2 for us. This is GamecockCentral.com. Like, review, subscribe, hit all the buttons on YouTube, and stay tuned for more coverage from GamecockCentral.com.